Hey guys, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Can you guys hear me? Post in the chat. I gotta go get my other phone really quick. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I think I am live. I'm live. Okay, guys, if you want me to see your comments, please go ahead and accept the StreamYard invitation, I'm not sure. But let me go get my other phone so I can go live on Instagram, and then I'll be right back, guys. You will need to grab your pen and your paper and stuff. So if, take a quick little minute and do that while I go get my my other phone. Okay? All right. My phone is dead. That's what happened. Yeah, my phone is dead. Okay, well, I have to improvise. My phone is dead. All right, guys, so good afternoon, good afternoon. I apologize if it seemed like I'm all over the place this morning. Well, no, this afternoon, simply because my team scheduled a consult and then they're arguing as usual. So okay, so look, guys, sorry for everything, all of the background noise, the technical difficulties, me running a few minutes late. As promised, guys, we're going to be talking about how to build generational wealth through your taxes. So if you guys are new to my live streams, I'm Falashade, the accountability accountant, guys. I help entrepreneurs and individuals live their dreams. And I do that by incorporating accounting, accountability, and coaching, guys. 1 second, the lighting looks horrible. Let me see. Give me 1 second. All right, that's a little bit better, right? So I help entrepreneurs achieve their goals by incorporating accounting, accountability, and coaching, guys. Okay, so this month, as you guys requested, me and my team are launching the How to Hire Your Child Masterclass. That's going to be live August 27th. Am I not? Hold on. Look, y'all. Let me make sure. Am I even? Okay, no, guys, I'm just checking to see because it seems off. Something seems off with all of my feeds. All right, so we're going to try this again. They gave you enough time to share the video or everything and to get a kick. None of this stuff be perfect, y'all. Okay, so guys, we're talking about how to build generational wealth through your taxes. So first and foremost, many of you may not understand that the IRS, the tax code, actually really encourages you to do strategies and to tax plan to save money. The IRS really only wants you to pay what you're supposed to pay. Not more, and sure, not less, right? So in that particular case, if the IRS really wants you guys to do tax planning and stuff, then you have to ask yourself, then why aren't you doing it? And my next thing is because you don't know that tax savings is the first step to building generational wealth. Tax savings is the first step to build generational wealth. Okay, so let me give you guys just a few examples, okay, of how to build generational wealth through your taxes. Okay, so first things first, if you own a business, you can employ anyone that you choose to do. The government, the IRS, the state, no one says you have to hire XYZ. If you are the business owner, it is up to you to say, you know what? I want to hire this person because they're qualified. I want to hire this person because they fit within my culture. I want to hire this person because they have the skill sets that we need within our organization. That's how you're supposed to be hiring, right? So why not? Think about it like this. And I don't even have my calculator or anything, y'all. The kids, the mess of my calculator still didn't put a daggone battery in it from yesterday. So think about it like this. If your business makes $50,000 and you have a child that can do your social media for you for $5,000, right? So we got $50,000, right? And then we're going to pay your child to do your social media, for example, $5,000. So that means when it comes to IRS taxing you, they're only going to be taxing you on the $45,000. I'm going to repeat that. You made $50,000. You paid your child $5,000 to do social media for you. And now guess what? That $5,000 you paid your child reduced the income that the IRS would tax, which leaves you paying less taxes. But think about it like this. Many of you are not hiring your children to do things that they could do, like social media or faxing or whatever the case may be, answering your phones. You're pushing that money outside of your home and hiring a virtual assistant or another company to do contract, or another company that would do contracting for you, or whatever the case may be. So listen, you got that same $50,000, but this time you're not paying your child $5,000 and keeping it in the household, and your household still have the $50,000. Nope. Guess what many of you are doing? You have the $50,000 and you're paying someone else $5,000, okay? And it leaves your household. So it leaves your household with $45,000. Do you guys get that explanation? Do you guys get the explanation? If you try and figure out ways that your child can come into your business, it will allow you to keep that same $50,000 inside of your household. So rather than $5,000 going out, right? Nope, that's not the case. That $5,000 is staying in your household. Okay. So do you guys get that? I cannot even see anything in the chat, guys. I don't know what's going on. Yes, Yvonne, I've been asked you guys to put Rhea on payroll, but it's you guys have to do the legwork, meaning you have to take the necessary steps. Okay, the necessary steps to be able to keep up with her being on payroll. You know, I can do the paperwork for you guys since you guys are my one-on-one clients. I can do the paperwork for you guys. But yes, this is the time. She's actually you guys as models. So in all actuality, we do need to be paying her. So yes, this is real, guys, and it is so real to the point where that 45,000, you could have kept 50,000 in your household. But many of us are not thinking about the amazing benefits of hiring your children. So Ebony say yes, explanation understood. So you see the money goes out of the household. Sorry guys, they are at lunchtime. I may even have to push back my live stream time. What's wrong? Nothing. Why? You still didn't take your bath. Huh? You still didn't take your bath yet. I'm going to. It is 12:15. Everybody in this house has taken a bath, but you. Okay. What are you bothering me for? Then you coming down here frustrated. You haven't taken your bath. What's the problem? I was going down. Ask me what? No iPad, no nothing. You haven't even taken a bath. I'm not even gonna ask you about the iPad. It's about bringing on it. Y'all see the behind the scenes. Look. Yes, Jamila, good afternoon. Look, good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. Okay. Before we was rudely interrupted. Yes, Ebony, 4 and 5. Yes, definitely you can hire them. So see, this is the thing, guys. It's not necessarily about their age. It's really about their capabilities, and then also the position that you guys are putting them in. You know, and so that's what I show you guys in the class, how to create the position, how to put them in, what paperwork needs to also be processed, so this can be legal, and what you guys need to do. Yes, they do. Yes. Okay. So this is the thing. It's easier said than done. Once you guys have the necessary step, right, you will be able to identify what position works best for them, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and what won't work. And then honestly, in the class, I will also tell you exactly what positions will work for their age range based off my experience. So here are some of the benefits of you guys hiring your children. So think about it. How many of you started your job, started the workforce with minimum work experience? Many people in the African American community, if it wasn't for our summer job or the summer job program, because I was one of the recipients, being one of the summer job programmees at DOES, right? I would have not had any work experience up until I literally was about 19 or 20 years old. If I didn't intern with my dad and work in his office because he was an entrepreneur, right, I wouldn't have had any business experience. And if I didn't do the summer job, I wouldn't have any experience. And honestly, parents, I'm talking to all the parents that's here right now, we are doing our children a disservice if we have a business and they come out into the workforce without solid skill sets. Okay? When we as entrepreneurs have our businesses, we are supposed to expose them to the things that they're going to need to be able to be amazing humans. But we're forgetting that we need to expose them to the workforce. We're forgetting that we need to expose them into money management. So we also wonder why our community is lagging in financial literacy. The reason being is because we never started to own and have our own money. The only time I can recall being extremely young and having my own money was my birthday money. How many of you only remember your birthday money was your spending? Me, my birthday money. And I was pressed too for my little birthday coins. That was the only monies that I was actually responsible for. So what that did was it pushes us in the position to be unfamiliar with the importance of the dollar, how it's used, and the understanding that money is a tool, okay? So by hiring your children now, it allows them to break those money problems, those so-called generational curses that we all face. Guys, can I ask you one favor? Everybody on Instagram, if you guys can just share the video up with one friend that you know of, just share them the video if you know they have a small business. All of you that's on Periscope and Instagram, guys, I said Periscope, Instagram, Periscope, and Facebook, please share the video so many people can really hear this conversation about it, okay? Simply because we have not been exposed to this. I honestly, guys, let me turn the light on. I really, that light didn't work at all. I really don't think that our community really understands how the rich really builds wealth. We have so-called people coming online all the time saying, oh yeah, this is how the rich live, this is how the rich live, but never really been exposed to it, never really have clients or been around it to really say this is what they do. Let's really be frank here. So what I want to expose you guys is to what they actually do. And this is why they understand money attraction. This is why the children understand mindsets. And so this is why it is so difficult for our community to understand mindset and abundance and all of that stuff, because we've been we weren't actually presented with this information early on. We are late bloomers. So because we are late bloomers, we have to now accept that all of us that's here, that's watching this, we're late bloomers to all of the real information, and just have to say now, you know what, I'm not going to allow my children to miss out on the opportunities. I'm not going to allow my children not to work in my business, okay? Jamila, the masterclass registration opens on Friday. Early registration opens on Friday. It will be $97 from Friday all the way up until Monday. And then registration goes up to $147 after that. Your workbook is included in all of your tax documents and resources that you guys will need to be able to have your child hired the next day. So yes, $97 early registration, $147 late registration, okay? All right, so one, you'll be building up their work experience. The third thing I want all of you guys to understand and really take into consideration and really think about it like this. The earlier we expose them to our businesses, the earlier we're able to see their greatness and what they're good at, okay? When they come into our businesses, we start to see things that aren't exposed in our day-to-day lives, like how antsy they are, how they're not able to stay focused, or how organized they are, or how interested they are in it, or just the mere fact that they're good at decorating, or they're good at this, or they're good at cutting. Whatever the case may be, this will allow you early on to see your child's brilliance. Every child have a sense of brilliance in them. It's just that some get exposed to their brilliance early on and get to leverage that, okay? This is where the young YouTubers and the young ballers and all of them are coming into place, right? Whereas you have the other children where they don't find out their greatness until they're like 16 and 17 years old, because they haven't really been exposed to and their eyesight open into the many opportunities that's out there. So by your children seeing you in your business, working it, serving your clients, coming online, doing your content, doing everything, it will expose them to what you got going on, and it might intrigue them and excite them and might allow you to have your next investor or your next owner. Okay, sorry, look, they counting coming down the steps, y'all. Okay. All right, so they almost settled. So that's another thing that you guys want to definitely Yeah, so Danny with the lock say, hell, I didn't discover my greatness skills until my early years. And so me, honestly, I knew that I wanted to be an accountant since I was 14. But that exposure is what helped me determine what I wanted to become. Okay. And then my sister being at the company that she worked at, it also exposed to me that I didn't want to be poor and I didn't want to live like the people in my community. So to be honest with you, both job environments is what exposed me to the vision that I'm currently working on right now. You understand? So I'm going to be truthful. We don't really take a step back and ask ourselves, what were those moments, those defining moments that make us make the choices that we are in? And I know mine was the exposure to accounting earlier, the exposure to poor management, the exposure to being extremely poor. Okay. That showed me that I didn't want to be none. I wanted to be an accountant, but I didn't want to be poor. And if I wanted to be successful, I had to work for it. So that early on exposure let me know that work, business was my next level, right? So just take me, for example. I worked right in my dad's business, and I knew from that point I wanted to be an accountant. I did. I knew it. Okay. So that was one thing. Another thing, guys, we have to think about this. How many of you started to build your financial house after about 25? 25 years old, you started to save. At 25 years old, you started to build an investment account. 25 years old, you started to invest in stocks. At 25, you bought your first house, or whatever the case may be, right? Even some of you guys may have not even bought your first house until you were like 40, 45, 30, 35. The reason why I bring up 25 is because that's that peak age when you really start to look at the mistakes that you made early on and you start to try to correct them, or you still in that party phase and you're still making massive financial mistakes. If we expose our children early on that money is a tool and can be used to be successful, or to save, or to be well off, or it can be used to hurt you in terms of habits and partying too much and so forth, right? You don't know the how to effectively use money. So money is using you and playing on your lifestyle. I'm going to repeat that. Because we learned how money operates so late, money used us and played us instead of us using the money as a tool to get to where we are. And I'm going to also go back to my story again. When I first started to make decent money, because I never really was exposed to money management, stocks, even with my dad being an accountant, guys, I was never really exposed to none of that. I grew up in the hood, I didn't know that, okay? All right. So guess what? When I started making my little coins at the bingo hall here in Laurel and started making $1,500 a week, guess what I did? I became a shopaholic. The money used me and developed bad habits. I started to shop, party too much, be at the bar, just doing the most, y'all. I was a little socialite. Every designer bag I had, look, my jeans, everything. I didn't even wear regular jeans. All my jeans cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It was just crazy. But because I was never taught to use money as a tool, right, early on, right, I never understood that, okay, well, yes, you're making $1,500. Put, 20% in the savings, put 10% for tithes, put this. No, think about it. If I'm 35 and I'm telling you 15 years ago, you were just hearing about Dave Ramsey. We were just being exposed to how other cultures did things. Like, let's really be truthful. What I talk about now is new. This wave of us coming online, teaching you guys financial literacy and what we learned and what we've been through, this is new. This is 5 years. This is you guys' blessings. When I went through my financial mistakes, I didn't know nothing about no Dave Ramsey. I didn't know nothing about budgeting, and what I heard of the concept, but never seen the effects of it and how you had to stash and you doing well off if you got your budget. No, I was not exposed. So let's really be honest here. When I talk from the truth. I was never exposed to it. I don't remember none of my girlfriends talking about it. I don't remember nobody in my neighborhood talking about it. I don't remember no ads on the radio stations talking about it. I don't remember it. We were not taught to be financially literate, but that doesn't mean we're supposed to stay illiterate. So, and I'm letting you guys know from my professional experience how I'm seeing and how I'm helping my clients hire their children and the benefits of them doing it. And so their early on exposure to money allows them to be in control. And then Ms. Gail on Instagram, she said one of her biggest problems was college debt. That's another thing. Exactly. So Danny says the only ads I heard was for credit repair. Yes. Or repossessions. Yes. So Ms. Gail says truthful. Black relatives are jealous of your success. I'm doing well now at 65. You see? You see? You see? Why is it taking us so many years to get it? It's because we aren't being exposed to things early on and where we're supposed to be. Generational wealth is a mindset principle. It's not necessarily on the amount that you have. First off, the first issue is the mindset. Once you guys understand that you have to have certain disciplines, you may not be able to spend too much. You may not be able to shop as much. You have to be structured. You may have to, pack your lunch and, all of those things. Once you adjust your mindset into accepting that you want to be the exception, right? You want to stand out. You want to be successful. You want to be comfortable. Then now saying, okay, let me do a budget. And I have to do a budget. Let me do this, and I have to do it to achieve my goals. Let me do this. So what happens is this: your desire for generational wealth becomes your accountability. Okay, let me repeat that. Your desire for generational wealth becomes your accountability, because you're going to think about it. Why am I paying XYZ to come into the office to answer the phones when I have a 13-year-old that can answer the phones? Why would I be paying my assistant to do that when I can pay my 13-year-old to answer the phones? But guess what? I don't have to now pay for her cell phone bill or her hair or her nails. How many of y'all moms out here spending money on your 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15, 16, 17-year-old daughters' nails, hair, cell phone, and you have a business and you're struggling in your business right now, and guess what? You're still dishing them money to get those three things done with no financial help, with no help in your business. It's not smart. The smartest thing is to have them come in the office, answer your phones, work with you, you pay them, then they use the money that you paid them to buy their wigs and to buy their hair and to get their nails done. They probably may not even get their nails done as often once they start paying for it and working for it. So many of the curses and the problems that we're facing right now, honestly, when I start to dig deeper into it and I'm connecting the dots as I'm thinking and I'm talking with you guys right now, a lot of things that we can break free of and being too exposed to it, it starts by exposing our children to it. Because already they wear nails. They got their nails. They get their nails done more than me. My kids won't. My husband not having that. But the younger kids do. They do. They get their hair done more than me. But guess what? The parents are still paying for it. Force them to start paying for their stuff. You're going to see a better understanding of how money works. You're going to start to probably see them save more. And when you go get your nails done, they may not go back with you because they know that they only got $100 left. And if they spend that $100 on their nails, they won't be able to do X, Y, Z. So this allows them to be responsible humans and for them understand how money and how economics work, okay? So no, see, Leanne says, do your children have to pay the tax on the money? Leanne, if it is done right, if you guys join my masterclass and do it exactly the way I asked you guys to do it in the masterclass, using the tax forms that I give you, then no, your child will not owe any money on their taxes, and they will not even have to file a tax return. And so if you go back to, I think, my video I did last week, Wednesday, Leanne, I showed you guys on live what it would be, what your child will owe if you did it wrong, and what your child would not owe if you did it right. So hiring your child, it has to be done right. You cannot just give them a 1099 without doing certain necessary steps. You cannot just give them a large amount of money and not know what grounds it falls under. So Velvet says, what's the minimum age? Okay, so what's the maximum age? So there's a difference between a maximum age and the overall benefits. Now, each structure, right? So you have the Inc., you got the S Corp, you got the partnership, and you got the sole proprietor. Each different business structure has a different advantage and disadvantages to hiring your children. And also the same thing. So when your child turns a certain age, then they may have to pay taxes in certain respects. But the end all, be all result is this: you're still keeping the money in your family and you're still building generational wealth. So even if they tap out of the age requirements to get the full tax benefits, by you first keeping that money in your family is going to do you more than being concerned about the $300 or $400 that they might owe in taxes. And then also, if you are making a lot of money and your children isn't, by you just offsetting that amount allows you to pay lower taxes. So it just really depends. It's just so many different benefits and pros behind it. It's very few cons behind hiring your child. So like, you might get tired of seeing them every day, but y'all might bicker and fight. But outside of that, it's really a win-win, honestly, when you're hiring your children. Okay, so that was one of the things. Okay, then also, what you're able to do is start to allow them to build their retirement. So Ms. Gail said, girl, this needs to be taught before getting married and having children. Mindset is key for couples. Wow, this is good stuff. Yes, thank you, Ms. Gail. So the next thing is your child will now be able to fund their own retirement. Think about it. The average Black family do not start their retirement until they're 26 and 27, when they finally got that secure job, they finally got their government job. And if you are a business owner, you may not get, in your brown skin, you may not be able to set up your retirement account until you're about maybe 45 and 50 years old. So now with this hiring your child, this will allow your child to start their retirement account off at a very, very, very young age. So by the time they get to 25, they may have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars invested and saved into their retirement. By the time they get to 45 and 50, they will have millions of dollars saved. The things that we were never taught. By hiring your child, you're able to do that for them without a problem, with their own money. So this is why I said you guys can build generational wealth through your taxes if it's done the right way. Simply because, number one, you're keeping the money in your family. Number two, you're teaching them skill sets to the point where they don't have no choice but to command the money that they're worth. Okay. And see, this is another thing. How many people say, oh, Black people never get paid what other races get paid for, right? Which is true, right? But in all actuality, are we doing everything else that is in our control to get paid more? Are we learning advanced skill sets? Are we bringing more things to the table? Are we starting our kids off younger so they can now be able to grasp and gain early on learning experience? Are we? Are we? Is the question. So it's only so many excuses as a whole that we can make until we start making the right choices. But all I see online, everybody talk about generational wealth, just generational wealth, and buying these big, saying you have to have a home and you have to have all of that. If you don't have money to invest into real estate to build generational wealth, start with this strategy first. See, no one tells you guys that, oh, you have to invest into the stock market. That is not the only way to build generational wealth. You can start by first hiring your first child, hiring your children, get their investment account set up. Start building their savings up. It can start in that one. You don't have to build generational wealth like Bob and buy houses right now. That may not be in your capacity. But your capacity may be to hire your child right now. And that may be the first angle that many of you honestly need to take in building generational wealth. Because many of you are stressing yourself about doing big things when it starts with just the little things first. Starts with just the little things first. So my question to many of you is, why haven't you tried to hire your child? And what is stopping you from building generational wealth? Are you afraid? Are you scared? Everybody's talking about tax liens and all of this stuff. And do y'all have any money saved? Like, if you can't even pay your child $4,000 to offset taxes, keep money in your household, right? They be able to, then that means you can't even afford a real estate transaction deal. Like, let's really be honest. Many of you guys are so focused on the things that's not even within your reach right now. Your first way to build a generational wealth might be the fact that you hire your child first. That's the first step. Then the second step, with those savings, guess what? You put their money in their retirement account, you start their stock portfolio, then you can go and start putting money away for you and for your house or something. But generational wealth is for the people that follows you, right? Right? So that means you're buying that property so it can flow through to your children, right? Right? You're investing into your life insurance policy every month so it can flow to them, right? Okay. So why not hire your child if everything is going to flow to them? So guys, if you're interested in hiring your children legally, all right, go to bit.ly/hire your child waiting list. Enrollment starts on Friday. The investment to join is $97. It includes your 2.5, I'm not going to say 3 hours, but it normally always go to 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours live webinar, and your workbook and all of the tax resources that you're going to need to be able to effectively do this. Okay, so go to bit.ly/hire your child waiting list, and then on Friday we're going to open up enrollment. By Friday it's going to be $97, and then I think it's on Monday the 24th it will go to $147, right? $147. And then class will be in session on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys, that was a mouthful. And so if you guys check my Insta stories, I put in a lot of examples of what some of my colleagues has posted in situations where they've hired their children. They said a few of them have mentioned that their child have houses from the investments, from the payroll that they were paying their child actually have houses and IRAs and paid off vehicles. They also mentioned that the kids have a savings, 529 college plans, stock ownership into the company. So guys, it's not just paying them. This is the basis of really getting that generational wealth, that desire of yours of building generational wealth to fruition. It is time now that you guys really say, you know what? I've been doing this stuff. I've been trying to run this business myself. I've been trying to invest in the stock market. I've been trying to do tax things. I've been trying to just start with something small first. This doesn't require a lot of investments. Just the investment to my class and then whatever money you're going to pay your child. That's it, right? But think about it. You're already paying your child to sit at home and do nothing. You're already paying them to talk back like my 8-year-old just talked back to me on a live stream, right? Like they don't care, right? That's what we're paying them for, honestly. So yeah, guys, go to bit.ly/hire your child waiting list. Don't wait around. I only put this course on maybe once every year. So the last time I put it on was it 2019? 2019, I think. Yep, and it was a hit. All right, guys, so post your questions. I'll be glad to answer them, and I will see you guys next week, Wednesday. I might be running a little bit late because I have my meetup. I don't even know how I'm going to do it. So I may have to do this, my webinar, my live stream for next week, Wednesday, a little bit late because I have my meetup that's happening next week. So I'll be running a little bit late. So guys, I have about a few more minutes. Any questions? Any questions at all? And this phone is literally dead. Do you guys have any questions? Any questions? Let me see on Instagram. Instagram, y'all off the hook. Hey, Tommy. Okay. All right, guys. Look like there's no questions. You guys kind of get it, right? It's time now. It's your time. You don't have to build generational wealth like everybody else. You can do everything the way you desire. You don't need to do tax liens. You don't have to do all of that. You could just invest back into, hey, Miss Phoebe, how's my telemaid? Leanne, so we're going to talk about your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, and your husbands and everything in the class. So remember, all of that stuff you guys cannot Google is the things that I'm going to be answering. This is why I'm putting on the class. If it was as easy as 1, 2, 3, if you guys know me, which many of you maybe not know me on Instagram, I don't just put on any courses just to make money. You know what I mean? I put on courses that's really going to help you guys implement and do something amazing in your business and in your lives. And those are one of the questions that is you can't Google just to get the answer. So y'all need me for that one. So Leanne said, can you hire your niece? And so I said in the class, we're going to talk about your grandkids, your children, your parents, everybody. So I go through it all. It's just that the primary thing people focus on is the children part. So that's why most of my marketing is around the children. But I do break down in the course you hiring your grandparents, your parents, your spouse, and everything. So Miss Taylor said, we are good trying to learn how to build wealth. You know, we love you and your team. Thank you, Miss Phoebe. How are you? Hopefully you're doing amazing over there. So when's the class and when is it? So the class is Thursday, August 27th at 8:30 p.m. Yes, girl, your G's definitely need to be higher. Yes, they do. Definitely need to be higher. I wish I had my cell phone because I can go into one of my groups and you will be able to see where individuals were giving different ways of how creative they were in hiring their children and the benefits. Like you're talking about 15-year-olds owning rental properties already. You're talking about 15-year-old already have hundreds and thousands of dollars in their retirement accounts. Okay. And if you do it right, when they go to pull out that money, they don't pay taxes on it because it's pre-tax. You see? You see? You see? So guys, it's time now. It is. Phoebe said she can't wait to take the class. No, I'm excited for all of you guys. So if you are concerned, don't be concerned. I ain't one of them little extra joints on the streets that be trying to take your little money or whatever. You don't got to worry about. I'm bound, okay? You know, as accountants, we kind of bound by other standards than a lot of these coaches. There's no board that's governing them, and there's several boards governing my actions. So I cannot come on here and just take your money and say, I'm going to have a course. If you guys report me to the AICPA or the IRS or something like that, I can lose it all, and it's not even worth $97, guys. So you don't have to worry about me taking your coins. My business been around going on 9 years on the 26th, and we've done nothing but try our best to serve our clients, okay? So guys, I'm excited to be able to bring you this amazing information. Just think about this when we leave here. How much money are you giving your children and you're not receiving anything in return but their ass to kiss and their headache? Because that's exactly what I get from Brenda over here. Okay, y'all heard it in the live stream today. But some of your kids might be absolutely amazing, which Brenda is, but let's really be honest. How much money do we spend on them? And it just goes out. So we're losing money double. We're paying our staff, right? We're paying our staff, right? And then we're also paying our children to be children, when all of their extra stuff should be extra stuff that they need to work towards, and not just chores. We shouldn't even be paying them to do chores. Who's going to pay them to clean their own house? Like, literally, instead of paying your children to do chores, pay them to do the work in your business. No chores, pay them to do the work in your business. Because here's the thing, you cannot deduct you paying them to do chores. You don't get a tax write-off for you paying them to do chores. You get a tax write-off when you pay them to do your business work. Elaine said, hey, Elaine, how are you? Elaine said, I need children. Yes, honey, I know you get hit hard. Look, Brent started about 3 weeks ago. Ain't been in the office, y'all know it was a week. Look. So instead of paying them to do chores, which is really building bad habits, honestly, because that's a day-to-day habit, routine that they're supposed to do. I don't pay my kids to do chores. That's a requirement. You're supposed to be paying them to do work in your business, okay? Not work around the house. So that's the reality. Pay them to work in your business, not around the house, guys. Go to bit.ly/hire your child waiting list. Okay, don't miss out. The course is $97 up until Monday. Registration opens on Friday, $97. Includes your workbook in 2.5 hours live and the replay. Okay, and then on top of that, I give you all the tax forms you need and everything. Okay, tax calculator, the works, guys, everything. bit.ly/hire your child waiting list. If you have any questions or any concerns, just post them under this feed, and I'll be glad to talk with you and get you moving, okay? Yeah, hopefully, at least one of you guys. So I really want the course to be live so you guys can really talk to me about your child's position. So this is why it's live, and I would really like if everybody can make it live so we can really hone into your child's position and everything else. So there is going to be a lot of hands-on. So basically, it's going to be really maybe 1 hour of me talking, and then an hour of execution, and then 30 minutes of Q&A. That's really how I did it. 1 hour of me kind of the gist of it, how to do it, why to do it, the forms, the works. Then we're going to go through the forms, doing it, setting them up, and then Q&A. All right. So bit.ly/hire your child waiting list, loves. I love to see all of you guys in the class. If not, you'll miss out. When we're building generational wealth and our kids are set for life, you're going to say, did I make the right investments into Roblox or Robux, or should I have made investments into their retirement and their future? All right, guys, have a good day. Bye, y'all.